there's a very simple code. It starts like this: 513-873 and ends with 7134. But all I ask is that you open your mind before you open your mouth. Time is short. I don't have time to play with people that want to play. I don't have time for all of that. All right, let's get in and get out with it if you want to share. But as always, you have your Miranda rights. You have your talk radio Miranda rights. You have the right to remain silent and just be edutained. I'll do the heavy lifting. You take care of your morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back. Serena Williams was in Cincinnati yesterday, and she delivered the keynote address. The keynote, well, it's more like a conversation with one of the founders of the Black Tech Week yesterday. I was not in attendance, but I did see a lot of videos that was posted online. I talked with at least one person. They said it was great. They said it was awesome. Awesome experience. And I've been touting Black Tech Week all week long because I think it's just a tremendous opportunity for the city. And I just know for a fact that a lot of people, maybe it's a generational thing, I don't know. But I know it's a lot of people that just weren't, it just wasn't on their radar screen. They weren't hip to the game. So I'm here to put you on game. It concludes today. Really, it concluded last night, but I guess technically it concludes today with a job fair. And I think one of the biggest misconceptions about tech, TECH, which is short for technology, is that people feel like I think that they can't start a tech company unless they're a coder, unless you're a developer, unless you went to school for it. And that's just not true. That's just not true. If you go and do any sort of like deep dives into the backgrounds of some of these Black tech founders, many of them weren't coders at all. They just were visionaries. They had a vision. And then it's people out in the world you go out and do to build whatever your vision is. So I say it's remarkable. It's ending now. It is annual, but they'll be back next year. And I think it's just going to grow. I think you get more and more adopters here locally. It's going to grow and grow and grow. I think it's going to be huge. That's what I hope. That's what I would hope. But again, you might be listening, and I don't care what your age is. I don't care how old you are, how young you are. It makes no difference. If you had a great idea for a tech company, you could put it in place too. It's not going to be automatic. Nobody's going to give you anything, but you can make it happen. You can make it happen, Captain. Good morning to you. What's up, the early risers? Early risers rule the world. People that get up early, they start their day early. They've been working since 4. Hell, there's some folks that haven't been asleep at all. Sleep is for people that's happy in terms of reaching their goals. Till you reach your goals, you don't need to sleep. Get the hell out of bed, get up, make it go happen. Or go make it happen, should I say. And the reason why Serena Williams, I think, was chosen is because, she is an investor. She's an investor in a lot of tech companies, so she spoke to that as well yesterday. It's quite interesting. And you can go to Black Tech Week has an Instagram page. You can go to the Instagram page and see some of the highlights, and people are using that hashtag BTW2022, BTW as in Black Tech Week 22, as in the year 2022. So you can check it out. Check it out for yourself. Don't let these opportunities pass you, choppers. Good morning to you. What's your plan for the weekend? Any big plans? What's going on? Oh, that's right. We got the Music Fest. Oh, I almost forgot. How could I forget that? Nah, I know what it is. How many folks are going down to the Music Fest? I don't know if I am. I like to go down and just spend money. If we do, it'll probably be on Saturday. I just like to go down and spend some money with my peoples. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I usually buy stuff that I don't even consume, quite honestly, and I just give it to the kids or give it to the wifey. But we go out of our way and make sure we do it. I will say that COVID's on the rise again. COVID's on the rise again. That's right. I know. We just can't get away from this damn COVID thing. And, of course, the president has COVID. The CDC is saying that there's a national surge in COVID infections. Hamilton County is one of 9 counties that are currently considered high risk. I'm talking about Hamilton County in Chattanooga. That's what I'm talking about. Down in Chattanooga. But indoor masking is recommended in 8 greater Cincinnati counties. The CDC has upgraded COVID-19 level to high. We just can't shake this thing, can we? 4 Southwest Ohio counties in the greater Cincinnati region. That's Butler County, Claremont County, Warren County, and Hamilton County, which is where we're broadcasting from this morning. Cincinnati is in Hamilton County. Were upgraded to high COVID-19 community levels. So if you're going out this weekend, mask it up. Mask it up. You know what I'm saying? Mask it up. How many people went to go see Ricky Smiley? I saw a lot of my Facebook friends were down there. And Ricky, I like his morning show. I think it's dope and all that kind of stuff. But he ain't worth getting no damn COVID. That's for damn sure. I'm sorry. It ain't worth it. But so if you're going to go out this weekend, mask it up. We back at it again. Again, humans worse than COVID. You know, anything that takes, human beings are good at a lot of things. Like jealousy, envy, war, killing people, making a lot of money, like heavy concentrations of poverty, heavy concentrations of wealth, racism. We good at all of that stuff. We are great at that. Division, we're good at that. We are really good at that. We're not so good at compassion, sacrifice, selflessness. We're not so good at those things. We're not so good at those things. That's not really our forte. Not really the best things that we do. And those are the kind of things that it's going to take to finally squash out COVID-19. I hope that we don't get a variant of COVID-19 that's resistant to like the vaccines that everybody took and all the current medication and all the current medicine and science. I hope so, because you know what's going to happen? The same thing that happened before. That's what's going to happen. We're going to be right back in the same darn place at it again. Because, you know, selflessness, caring about your neighbor, that's down here on the scale of things that we do well. Not so good at that. You know what I'm saying? So I just been observing as I've been out, you know, more and more people, or less and less people, should I say, are masking up. You know what I'm saying? But maybe with these new COVID, these new COVID updates, then, you know, maybe people will come back to their senses. I mean, we had debate. Think about this, y'all. We had debates about wearing a mask. We had huge debates and rallies. Oh, am I right? Hands off my body, right? Hands off my body, because I want to be able to wear a mask. However, when it comes to a woman's right to choose, hands all over her fallopian tubes, right? It is what it is, man. It is. We are where we are. We are where we are. So if you're going out to the Jazz Fest this weekend, or the Music Fest, I'm sorry, my old school brain. Make sure you take that mask with you. You know, make sure you take those whatever the things you took with the height of COVID. Make sure you take that stuff, because you know they like to pack you into these events. You be shoulder to shoulder with people, shoulder to shoulder. So I'm just telling you, I want my people to be safe out there. It's a crazy world we live in. 2 of Northern Kentucky's 3 most populous counties, Boone, Kenton, are also leveled up to red. But we don't really care about these levels anymore, right? We learned that with the school systems. Like when we first went to red, it was like a big thing. And then when we went to red after the decision was made to go back to school, it was kind of like, I know, but back to school it is. My son's summer camp was shut down for his CRC summer camp was shut down. You know why? COVID. He was home yesterday. He's going to be home today. Are we getting a fucking Are we getting a refund for that? Because that stuff be hitting the pockets. I want a refund. If he ain't there for 2 days, prorate me. I want my money's back. I got to talk to the wifey about that. I'm not sure. But he's home 2 days because of COVID. Spread to the camp. Yeah, I'm telling you, anything that takes for human beings to be selfless and to sacrifice. You got to sacrifice a little bit. We terrible at that. Terrible at that. Anything that feeds, into, our vices, we are great at vices. We're great at it. We got vices on lock. We the go devices, man. We are the go devices, but sacrificing a little bit for the guy or the man or the family across the street that you don't really know that well, not so much. We ain't willing to do all of that, right? Oh, so the upgrade to the red triggers these recommendations from the Centers of Disease Control, the CDC. 1, wear well-fitting masks indoors in public, regardless of your vaccination status. I'll say it again, regardless of your vaccination status. If you are immunocompromised or a high risk for severe disease, wear a mask or respirator. What? Consider avoiding non-essential indoor activities. Nobody want to hear that this weekend. Y'all don't want to hear that, do you? Raekwon going to be here. Janet Jackson going to be here. Man, we've been waiting on this. I know. I'm the bearer of bad news, but sometimes it's going to be like that. I know nobody wants to hear this. I know it. You made your plans. You going. You didn't get a chance last year, and I want you to go and spend the money with the black people. I'm with the business. I get it. I just want you to be prepared and be safe. That's it. CDC is recommending that you consider avoiding non-essential indoor activities in public where you could be exposed. And as I understand it, a lot of the activities are going to be outside. So there it is. There it is. What else? Maintain improved ventilation throughout indoor spaces when possible. I don't know. Open a window, I guess. What else? Follow CDC recommendations for isolations and quarantine, including getting tested if you're exposed or have symptoms. So there it is. There it is. I'm looking at a map, and it don't look so good. The COVID-19 community levels are like high all through the Southwest. All through the Southwest are high. Matter of fact, let me show you. I'll snip this for you and let you see this. This is from the CDC. I think this is probably appropriate. You should see this for yourself. So this is a map of Ohio, and the darker the color, the higher they're saying the risk is in that particular county. Would you like to see? I know you're like, hell no, I don't want to see that, Nate. I know. Hold on. How do I want to do this? I think I want to do it this way. Hold on. Give me 1 second here. 1 second. I know what you're thinking. Like, Nate, I don't want to see this trash. But I got to show you. You got to see this just so we know. So if you catch COVID because you're doing whatever you're doing, you don't be belly aching. But here it is right here. That's the graphic that's in local news. I got this from cincinnati.com. Shout out to them. They get all the credit, or really the CDC. Do you live in Ohio? If you live in Ohio, do you live in one of those counties? I'm in Hamilton County. That's in the bottom left there. The bottom left. That little, the bottom left. That's where we are in Hamilton County. If you don't know about Cincinnati, that's where Cincinnati is. Nestled just north, or really right on, the mighty Ohio River. Used to be that demarcation line for freedom. Freedom. So there it is. So you do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. Last night was the second primetime event as related with the January hearing, the January 6 hearings. They're investigating what really happened, and people were storming the Capitol and all this kind of stuff. Oh, yeah, there's an update on that story. We'll get to that in a second. But check out this man right here. His name is Senator Josh Hawley. He's been getting roasted ever since last night. He's been getting roasted, toasty. Any Mortal Kombat fans out there? Toasty. Maybe not. It's your fault. Get hip. Raise your game. I'm super excited because my daughter and I are going to see Nope today, this evening. I'm looking so forward to it. I love me some Jordan Peele so far. We'll see. And then that's our thing. So I'm super excited. I'm probably more excited than she is. Looking forward to it. But Josh Hawley, let's talk about Josh Hawley. He's been getting roasted. He's the new running man. He's a senator from Arkansas. He's relatively young, too. He's like 42 years old, which is really young, I think. And he's been getting roasted. See that image right there? That photograph was taken on January 6th. He was like behind the barricades, surrounded by law enforcement and protective forces. And he raised the power fist in support of the insurrectionists, like of the crowd. You know, the crowd that eventually stormed through the barricades and tried to kill people. They was looking to kill Nancy Pelosi. They was looking to execute Mike Pence, all based upon a lie. They wanted to overthrow the government. January 6th was the day that Congress, and again, we've learned more about the machinations of like the process of, you know, what it really takes to ratify the next president. But on that particular day, Congress was going to meet because Congress has a constitutional, you know, responsibility to sign off on some papers and ratify and sign off on the new president. So they went there to stop all of that. And I haven't watched every detail of it, but I will tell you that they've done a very excellent job of laying out their case. They have laid this case out like it is undeniable. It is undeniable that Trump was using lies and fear, because a lot of those people are just full of fear and they want to do something. And they were whipped into a frenzy by Trump and his minions. Josh Hawley was one of Trump's minions. He's still a senator. He's an arrogant prick, too. You ever seen him in some of these, like, C-SPAN committee hearings or anything like this? He is an absolute prick. I'm gonna get racial with it. He is the epitome of the white male prick. That's him. I said it. I meant it. He's so arrogant. I'm like, man, you don't know everything just because you're a senator. Quit acting like you know everything. You get one job and think you know everything. You don't know everything, boo. So that's Josh Hawley as he was as the January 6th insurrectionists were like, as the whole event was starting off. This is what he did. He's like, yeah, power to the people. Get our country back. Stop the steal. There was no steal. See, you got two kind of people that were associated with January 6th. You had the true believers. Those are the people that are not really elected officials and not really a part of the Republican Party hierarchy. These are voters. These are like average Joes, right? These people were, you know, full of fear and were whipped into this situation, right? They were used. Then you got people like Senator Josh Hawley, who knows better. He knew it was a lie. All these Republican senators and congressmen and women who was on some stop the steal, they all knew it was a lie. They knew it was a lie, but it benefited them. They believed it benefited them at the time. So they're like, yeah, stop the steal. That was him coming in. That's how it started. And this is how it ended. This is a screenshot of a video that shows Josh Hawley running away from the crowd. So they showed this yesterday during, you know, the January 6th committee hearings. And as soon as they showed it, laughter erupted through the chamber. People on Twitter are calling him the running man. They're like, he's like a meme now. This is how it started. This is how it ended, right? Oh, my God. No. Don't. Why are you running, Josh? These are your people. Power to the people. Stop the steal. Then his ass is running. Run around. He's running away from this crazy mob that, again, was trying to do, among other things, it was trying to kill people. I'm not going to water it down. They were trying to kill people. A woman got killed. She got shot. Remember that? She deserved it. I hate to say it. She deserved it. Here you are, a mob in the Capitol trying to break into it. I remember watching the video. The Capitol police officer said, stop. And after that, ain't no more words. You get what you get. Shot her dead. I mean, what you want me to do? Cry about it? That's why I don't go to the Capitol and try to take over, because you might get shot. No tears. But a woman got killed. You had police officers that were injured. This whole thing with January 6th is just so interesting because prior to that, Republicans appeared to be so pro-police, except when it comes to January 6th. They love police, and more police. Police can't do nothing wrong. They can't do nothing wrong. I got an example of a police officer acting very, very badly that'll tie into the cover story in just a couple of minutes. But I want to give you a sense of, what's on my radar screen. But this is GOP Senator Josh Hawley from Arizona, the running man. It's hilarious. They were scared of the mob, too. They knew what they was doing. I didn't watch all of it last night, but they have put together it's an ironclad, open and shut case at this point. They got all the evidence, as it relates to Trump. Like every minute of what he did that day, they have been running down. It's quite amazing, man. And could you imagine if Obama did that? Could you imagine if Obama incited thousands of black people to go to the Capitol based upon a lie? Now, see, these are some of the same people that believe that Barack Obama wasn't born in the United States. So the lies just keep coming and keep coming and keep coming, but it's quite amazing. And I'll say it again. Somebody needs to go to jail. The Democrats are putting together and have put together a very compelling case. Now, who the hell is going to jail? Who's going to lose their job? My fear is, as compelling as this case is, if nobody actually goes to jail, it don't matter. People going to feel like, that was just window dressing. That was just politics. That was just a game. Somebody's head needs to roll. Somebody needs to be held accountable. And if not, I fear nothing will come from it. Before we get any deeper in today's show, I want to give you a heads up that today's show is brought to you in part by our friends over at Renew Community Church. They offer a Sunday morning live stream. It's a masterclass that is live streamed. You can tap in on YouTube at Renew Community Church live stream. You can tap in on Facebook at facebook.com/CINCI, short for Cincy, CINCI, Renew. Every American must stop the violence in their own heart to find peace. This Sunday, you can learn how to find peace, rest, and happiness. And again, they're not trying to convert you into a religion. They're trying to open the door so you can live your best life. So tap in this Sunday at 11:45 a.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. Tap in. Tap in. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. If you want to share your thoughts, I'll throw it up again. But again, you always have the right to remain silent. 513-873-7134. If you're that kind of viewer. Not everybody's into calling in the shows. I totally understand. I'm cool with it. Let's get to the choppers, shall we? Can we get to the choppers? I want to see who's here this morning. Let's lift it up. Good morning. Get to the chopper! There it is. One more time. Get to the choppers. Ray writes, good risings all. Good morning to you, Ray. Sharp writes, TGIF Nate in the choppers. What up? Get to the chopper. Fox writes, rising sign, young stars, rise and shine. Get to the chopper. Good morning. Garland is going to simp out. It's the institution. You think he's going to simp out? That'll be a damn shame. Somebody needs, do you agree with me when I say that? To really give all of this weight and merit, somebody needs to go to jail. Like at some point, if nobody goes to jail, then what's to stop these cats from trying it again? What's to stop them from trying it again? And like all over the country in separate states where the election was close, and they also have Republican-dominated state legislatures and or a Republican governor. You know what they've been doing? They've been trying to legally put things in place to allow them to steal the election next time. We're living in amazing times. Good morning to you. There is no more patriotism. Patriotism it's all about the ends justify the means. That's the world that we live in these days. Nakia writes, good morning. What up, Nakia? Good to see you. What up? Jerome's in the house. Good morning, Jerome. Good to see you. He writes, good morning, Nate and Choppers. Good morning. Get to the chopper! Did anybody go down and check out Ricky Smiley? I know the Brat was here. His whole crew was here. I know people really like his show. I don't get a chance to listen to the show live because I'm doing my own damn show. but I do see clips from time to time, or like Ricky Smiley will put out something, and I know people really like him, so I'm sure it was a lot of fun. I know he got a chance to interview Alicia Reese, and she's talking about the Cincinnati Black Wall of Fame and Walk of Fame. I think it's dope. And shout out to all the inductees, including High Tech, super dope producer from the Cincinnati area. Mos Def, love it. I'll say it again, why shouldn't black people that make major contributions to the culture, to music culture, to creative culture, why shouldn't they get recognized? I think it just makes the city better. But that's what black folks do, man. Speaking of black folks, let me get back to the cover story. I want to give you a strong opinion about it. Are black people still in style? Because I think we all admit that for a minute there, we was in style for about a year and a half, maybe 2 years. I'm wondering if the honeymoon is over. You know, as a result of what happened to George Floyd, I mean, watching him die on video, and also Breonna Taylor, it just brought a whole new level of empathy and scrutiny. You know what I'm saying? I had people hit me up like, Nate, what do you need? You know, they was all into black people. It was like the whole world was shifted, and it was looking at us in a very favorable way. Folks was getting money. I was watching a live stream from one of the black tech founders that was here in Cincinnati, and she was saying that there was a time, and she said, this is what she said. She was like, right after George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, where people was all about black tech founders and black startup founders. It was giving you money. And she's like, well, now, you know, that's sort of dried up a little bit, you know, because that's what time does. You know, people can change for a little bit, then they go back to who they are. But we was the rage. We was the rage. Everybody was talking about black policy. Remember that? It's all about black policy and black art and the black community. It's like the whole world was feeling us. I don't know if that, I don't think that's still the same. Are black people no longer in style? I think we're coming out of that honeymoon phase. There was a time there, and I'm someone who spends a lot of time on a daily basis looking at the news. There was a time there when the whole police brutality videos were slowing down. They never completely stopped, but they were slowing down. Now, that's like the headlines every single day. Within the last 24 hours, I watched a video of a black EMT worker, black female. And she had a patient that she was dropping off at the hospital, because that's what EMT workers do, right? They go to the scene, pick up people in emergent situations, and take them to the hospital. And as she was doing this, as she was backing into the hospital, she rear-ended a police officer's car. She bumped it, should I say. She bumped it. So the police officer, white police officer, gets out. He's irate about it. She's like, yeah, I'll deal with this. Okay, but let me get this patient in here first. And I watched the video as she's standing in what appears to be, you know, the hospital lobby, you know, right next to her patient. The white officer comes over, walks straight over to her, starts putting his hands on her. He's like putting his hands behind her back and all this kind of stuff, arrests her, and then walks her out. No charges have been filed, and she was later released when a supervisor got to the scene. But it's like a whole big thing now. Just another example. I'm reading about, and I've watched these videos of, and again, nothing is absolute, of these black startup founders, and they're like, things done changed. The environment has changed. There was a moment when everybody wanted to do whatever they could for us. And now it's kind of like, I don't know. Not really feeling this idea. Things done changed. Or not. You tell me. 513-873-7134. Back to the choppers. Let's get back to that. Deborah writes, good morning, Nate and Choppers. Good morning to you. Nat's in the house. Good morning, Nat. Kush writes, good morning, Nate and the Mighty Choppers with a Z. Eloise is in the house. Sister Iris writes, good morning, great people. Crystal writes, good morning, Choppers. Nakia writes, wrong. Aaliyah writes, good morning, all. Jane writes, good morning. Cass is in the house. She writes, happy Friday, Nate and the Choppers. Lannis writes, good morning, Brother Nathan. Good morning to you, Lannis. Marisha writes, good morning. Kevin's in the house. They are sharing how to get the bag in Cincy this week. What best practices did you share? Who shared with you? To my Black Tech Week. Regina writes Good Friday morning. Anthony writes morning chop shops. Dale writes good morning, Nate and Choppers. Good morning to you. That's exactly what's going to happen. A new variant that will be worse than before, causing a big panic and mass hysteria. And the answer will be everybody get boosted. She's talking about the fact that the CDC is saying that here in Hamilton County, where Cincinnati is a part of Hamilton County, that we're in the red. But, you know, we've been in the red for a long time now, right? Off and on. We don't care about the red no more. There was a time we'd be like, oh, we in the red. And like it would really get people's attention. Like, oh, boy, we in the red. Got to change what I do. But people were like, in the red, man, Monica going to be here. Care about being in the red? So I wouldn't expect the festivities to end. I think that people need a release. I'm just saying mask up. Mask up. At the very least, protect yourself. And then protect other people from you. Because people ain't out here. How many people are getting regular COVID tests? Nobody. Nobody's getting a COVID test unless you get really sick and you're like, or you've been told you've been exposed. Nobody's doing that. So we don't really know these days. Sean writes, good morning, Nate and the Mighty Choppers. Good morning, Sean. Britt writes, good morning. What up? What up? Good to see you. Kelly's in the house. Rachel's in the house. I want to say what's up to Roosevelt, man. One of the original Choppers. I don't see him as much anymore. But I'm reading that he is now got a new position. Roosevelt Barnes. So shout out to Roosevelt. Brother, I'm not sure if you listen or not. But great news. Great news. You know, if that's what you want to do, I'm happy for you. Yeah, great news. I think that's big. Brother's doing big things, living his best life. So I appreciate him, and props to Roosevelt and his family. Yeah, great. Crystal writes, I'm going tonight as well, Nathan. I'm excited too. Oh, you going to see Nope? Oh, cool. Cool. Then we can share our notes afterward. I tell you what I love to do. I love to watch it. Then she and I will discuss it as we're walking out. We'll get in the car. We'll discuss it all the way home. Then we'll come home. And then she'll do her thing. Then we'll come together and talk about it. And then I'm going to go online. And they got these YouTube shows where they do like Easter eggs and stuff. I can't wait for them to come out. And then you can see things that you miss in the movie. You can be like, aha. I haven't looked at any of the reviews per se. They got a whole bunch of review channels. So I clicked on a couple of non-spoiler reviews and watched maybe 30 seconds here or a minute there. But I don't want to really look at any reviews because I don't want to spoil any part of it. I've got a good sense of what I think is going to happen. In terms of the general plot, I don't know the details or whether there's really extraterrestrials or whatever. I just know Jordan Peele. If I'm ranking Jordan Peele's movies, number one, Get Out. If you haven't seen Get Out and you like movies, then do you really like movies? I'm not so sure about that. Especially black folks. If you're a black person and you like movies and you haven't seen Get Out, do you really like movies? I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Number two, Us. Number three, Candyman. And there's a big gap between number two and number three. Although, again, if you go watch Candyman love black people. Candyman love black people. He didn't kill any black people in the movie. Hopefully I didn't spoil it. It's been out for 2 years now. So if you haven't seen it, you're probably not going to see it. But I'm going to spoil it for you. Candyman don't kill black people. He protects black people. Jordan Peele, man. Jordan Peele. How'd that slip in? You like, what? Yeah. Yeah. It took me a minute, too. I mean, it was like a day after I saw it. I said, wait a minute. Because I'm thinking back through the movie. Wait a minute. He ain't kill no black folks. That's different. Because usually in the movies, the black dude that goes first. It's Leroy or Ray Ray or Ray J or DJ. You know what I'm saying? Tyrone goes to the outhouse. He never comes back. In Jordan Peele's slasher film, no black people. Black people didn't get harmed. He was a protector. Shaba Wright, I swear to God, that's the truth. Morning, is it safe to say Danielle? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea. The Phoenix dance moves may be better than her moves on water obstacles. I have no idea what you're talking about, brother. Terry writes, good morning. Tracy writes, hi. Alandis Powell's in the house. Good morning, Alandis. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Rachel writes, I am rocking my mask in all public spaces, whether it's mandatory or not. You are a smart person. It's smart. It's smart. Those masks, to me, they can be itchy and uncomfortable, but, I mean, what's the alternative? You going to get sick? I'm saying do what you got to do, folks. I ain't trying to tell you what to do. I'm just trying to give you an opinion. Tiaria writes, good morning, all. Hey, good morning, Tiaria. Good to see you. Anthony writes, the before and after. That's right. Literally. That's the meme that's like trending since yesterday when it comes to Senator Josh Hawley. He is a prick. You know, so you ever met somebody that think they know everything? Don't say me, because I don't think I know everything. I'm just from the hip hop generation. You know what I'm saying? You, Nathan, don't you do that. Don't you say it because it's not true. Or say it. Makes no difference to me. Do you? That's right. The before and after. It was all good just a couple minutes ago. Here's a video from C-SPAN yesterday. You want to see it? Yeah, check it out. It's only about a minute. Check it out.
Senator Josh Hawley also had to flee. Earlier that afternoon, before the joint session started, he walked across the east front of the Capitol. As you can see in this photo, he raised his fist in solidarity with the protesters already amassing at the security gates. We spoke with a Capitol police officer who was out there at the time. She told us that
look at his face, man. He looks so justified. Stop the steal. What steal? You mean what you're trying to do? That's the irony of the whole Stop the Steal movement, is in fact that the people yelling Stop the Steal were trying to steal the election. That's the funniest part about all of this, or should I say the ironic part about the Stop the Steal movement. So look at Josh Hawley there. He's so proud, gazing out over the Patriots. The traitors. Gazing out over the traitors. Yeah, stop the steal. We're going to take back our democracy. After the investigations, no evidence whatsoever that anybody did anything that would amount on any level that would overturn the election in any state, any city, any county in America. You had Republicans doing the investigations, and they even said it. That's what happened here in Ohio. Here in Ohio, I remember it. Like, we had a Republican state secretary, and in Ohio, the state secretary is the person that runs our election statewide. You had a Republican in place. They were like, what are you talking about? We're Republicans. Why would we steal it for Democrats? Stop the steal. Stop the steal. Man, you can't disprove that anything happened. You know, hit you with this reverse logic. Stop the steal. You're patriots.
Riled up the crowd. And it bothered her greatly because he was doing it in a safe space, protected by the officers and the barriers.
So he's talking, he's all chest out, shoulders up, got his hair teased up. Hell, he could be an extra on the new Top Gun movie. He's such a patriot. Standing behind barricades, surrounded by police officers, right? He's so brave. Yeah, okay.
Later that day, Senator Hawley fled after those protesters he helped to rile up stormed the Capitol. See for yourself.
Yeah, he is. That's more like a little trot there. He's like a little trot. So it wasn't really an all-out sprint, but clearly he was trying to get out of Dodge. So wait a minute, where you going, Senator? Where you going? These your people. Stop the stick. Oh, snap. Let's get the hell out of here. I know that's right. Them folks was nuts. The world we live in it's just too much. I couldn't make this up if I wanted to, man. This is amazing. Stop the steal while we're trying to steal the election. Yeah, so people are saying before and after. How it started. So this is how, let me put it back up again. So, so this is how it started. And this is how it ended. We out of here. Well, no sense in stepping around. No sense in sticking around whatsoever. Let's get the hell out of Dodge. Everybody's running in a certain direction. I'm running too. Especially black folks. You go walking down the streets of Cincinnati today, and all of a sudden you see people running in the opposite direction. You don't even see anything. You're like, what the hell? I'm taking off too. We'll we'll run first and figure it out later. Ain't sticking around. Dale writes, Steve Bannon's going to fall on that sword. Steve Bannon should go to jail. He's on this podcast talking all that big talk. They can't make me show up. I ain't going. Okay. Dale writes, Josh Hawley from Missouri. Oh, correct. Thank you for the correction. Are you sure about that? But thank you for the correction, if in fact that's true. I thought he was from Arizona. They would have put Obama on trial with them immediately. Oh, absolutely. You can't even compare the two. There's no comparison. There's no comparison. Like if Obama Obama could not have. He couldn't even gotten that far. You know what I'm saying? Like it never would have happened. Like Obama never even been president. Like think about how Trump started. Trump started by lying about Obama and his birtherism, which is nothing more than a racist Southern strategy, right? Taken straight from the playbooks of, these racist politicians that we used to read about. Straight up. Well, I mean, if you don't have a problem, then let me see your birth certificate, huh? What do you mean if I don't have a problem? I mean, it's just like racial profiling where the police come over to you and start asking for ID. And you're like, why are you asking for ID? Well, if you don't have a problem, then what's if you're not committing a crime, then what's the problem with me getting an ID? All this kind of stuff. I mean, you go on YouTube, you got YouTube channels like, Audit the Audit and all these channels where they videotape their interactions with police, and it happens all the time. That's essentially how, Trump started. He rose to fame off the coattails of the black guy. Where have I seen that movie before? Obama couldn't even have gotten that far. Hell, black folks would have stopped Obama. It never would have happened. Never would have happened. Good morning to you. Daniela writes, open and shut case to nowhere. They aren't prepared to file criminal charges against Trump at all. These hearings are just a documentary, basically. I hope you're wrong about that. Again, if it's just a documentary, it's just not going to have the same weight. People are going to be like, so what? So what? I hope it leads to something. All this stuff about, not wanting to charge presidents for crimes that they may have done. When we start this? I mean, it's just amazing. Like when you at the bottom of the totem pole, every little thing that goes wrong, you got to pay for it. We got to make an example out of you. The more you rise, they start talking about too big to fail. What? How could you be too? Wait a minute. The logic is backwards. So I know that's how they do things. Like, one president, commits crimes in office and the next president exonerates them or pardons them. Where we start this doing? We doing this stuff. Meanwhile, you make a wrong turn and you come in contact with the wrong officer, this becomes a big old deal. I mean, if you do the crime, you do the time. That's presidents. It's not going to stop our democracy. In fact, it might just reinforce it. You do the crime, you got to do the time, period. Period. Rachel writes, January 6th would not happen with black people. We would have been shot when the first toe hit the step. Oh, absolutely. And look at what they did in Minneapolis. But look at what they've done in some of these cities. Look what they did up in Akron. After Garland got killed, what they do? They opened up, they got with the riot gear. You know what I'm saying? It never even would have got that far. Never would have got that far at all. But, a lot of sympathizing going on. So it is what it is. Aaliyah writes, Trump and his crew needs to go to jail. Correct, Amundo. Dale writes, the outtakes of Trump's speech was interesting, wasn't it? I mean, but I remember, we all lived it. I remember most of the details, not all the details, but most of the details, things that I saw, I remember it. And I'm not surprised by it at all. Not one bit. Nakia writes, I said that if they don't convict somebody of something, somebody needs to go to jail to give the whole proceedings weight and meaning. Because if not, it's kind of like,
there are a lot of places to
it
get.
don't really matter. It's kind of like, it couldn't have been
There are a lot of places to get political.
Could have been too big of a deal if nobody's going to jail. And again, I would say if you missed any of it, then go, type it in on Facebook or whatever. You can go to C-SPAN on YouTube. They got a YouTube channel. You can check it out there. You know what I'm saying? You can check it out for yourself and see everything. They put all the clips out there. Like I said, they put together a very compelling argument. Very compelling argument. It's just all right there. You can't even refute it. And they backed it up with members of the Republican Party. You got two Republicans that's running this. Now, it's not 50-50 because if they had different Republicans on the committee, all they would have been doing was blocking and running interference, and they already know that. You know what I'm saying? They called out everybody. Everybody's being called out. Sean Hannity, like I told you. Anybody who thinks that Sean Hannity is like an independent actor, he's not. He's in the pocket. He was in the pocket of Trump. The text messages came out. He's like, hey, what can I say today on my show? Tell me what to say. Tell me where should I be targeted? Texting with people from Trump's White House. And then when they responded, he responded with, yes, sir. Like he's in the military or something. The hell? And Trump played it all the way out, and people really wanted to believe that. Again, there's something there that needs to be uncovered. That's for the Democrat strategists to do all of that. What up, Charles? Grand risings to you, man. Grand risings to you. Anybody else into Jordan Peele? It's not just me and Jenny. Anybody else looking forward to this movie? It's just something to do, nothing more than that. Thierry writes, I'll be speaking on a panel at the Freedom Center today at 1:30 p.m. about voter suppression and violence. If you're there, be sure to say hello. Okay, that's dope. Okay, sis, I see you. That is super dope. Enjoy. That's gonna be dope at the Freedom Center. Beautiful. There's a lot of good things happening in the city. A lot of great things happening, and this is just the beginning. I'm telling you, Cincinnati is a city on the rise. You're either gonna be a part of it or you're not. That's the only decision you can make. That's it. Tracy writes, last night's hearing showed me that Donald Trump's own children don't believe in what he's doing. Yeah, at least his daughter, right. I mean, it's quite interesting. And the more you watch it, the more you see that it is irrefutable. That Trump knew it was a lie, but we already knew he knew it was a lie. He knew it was a lie. He used people's fear and animosity and cynicism and whipped it into these conspiracy theories like QAnon. Like, who would ever believe that lazy ass self-aggrandizing, self-important Trump is leading some kind of secret war to stop pedophiles? Who could believe that? But people really believed it. Who could believe in something like Q, like some mysterious person that nobody's ever heard of before, never seen his face, and that he's sending cryptic messages? So they came up with a way to explain Trump's bad communication skills. Oh, he's just doing that because he's cryptically like communicating with the QAnon folks. Like, it blows the mind. It blows the mind. But again, people want to feel like they're a part of something. You give people something to feel a part of, in a lot of cases, they'll go for it. Their life is not what they wanted it to be. They thought there was going to be something else. It's not their fault. It's not because they're lazy and unmotivated. Oh, couldn't be. It's not because they never stepped outside their comfort zone and tried something different. Couldn't be that. It's the blacks. It's your fault. It's the gays. It's the Jews. It's crazy. Here's another clip from last night's hearing. Check this out. You might find this interesting.
Seen raw footage of the president recording his address to the nation that day on January 7th, more than 24 hours after the last time he had addressed the nation from the Rose Garden. Let's take a look.
Whenever you're ready, sir. I would like to begin by addressing the heinous attack yesterday, and to those who broke the law, you will pay. You do not represent our movement, you do not represent our country, and if you broke the law, you can't say that. I already said you will pay. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defied the seat of justice. It's defiled, right? See, I can't see it very well. Okay, I'll do this. I'm going to do this. Let's go. But this election is now over. Congress has certified the results. I don't want to say the election's over. I just want to say Congress has certified the results without saying the election's over, okay?
But Congress is certified. Now Congress is
Yeah,
certified.
right.
Now Congress
I didn't say over, so let me see. Go to the paragraph before. Okay? I would like to begin by addressing the heinous attack yesterday. Yesterday is a hard word for me.
Just take that. The heinous attack.
Ah, good. Take the word yesterday, because it doesn't work with the heinous attack on our country. Say on our country. Want to say that?
No, keep it.
My only goal was to ensure the integrity of the vote. My only goal was to ensure the integrity of the vote.
On January
There's a new bug guy in town. Pesty is a do-it-yourself bug spray with professional
There was a time when everybody was trying to help black folks. There was a time where everybody was trying to help black folks. I don't really see that anymore. Rachel writes, black people will never be out of style. They wouldn't have anything to copy with us. But when I say style, I mean for about a year and a half, 2 years there, people was really pouring into black institutions, black artists, black policy. It seemed like the sympathy level was way higher. As I said earlier, but I'll reiterate it because I know people might be coming in later than when we first started, not nearly, but about an hour ago, is I was watching a video from a woman who, on her Instagram page, who was here in Cincinnati. She is a tech founder. And again, let me say this. You do not have to be a tech head in order to start a tech company. You don't have to be a coder. You don't have to be a software engineer. You just have to be a visionary and be the kind of person that can that can make things happen. And so this woman was saying that, that when it comes to venture capital and trying to get, money for your startup, she said that 2 years ago, like right after Breonna Taylor and Breonna Taylor and George Floyd, that, people was way more open to taking risks and making investments into these black founded startups. Now, it's still there, but not so much. That energy has been slowly draining away. We're going back to the way things used to always be, if we haven't already been here for a while. So that's what I mean by that. Okay, thank you, Daryl. Appreciate you, bro. You can always tell the people that care about you, man. I love it. Thank you. Tanika writes, black people are in style. We've always been in style and will always be in style. Yeah, to us. Sure. Good morning, writes Tabitha. Dale writes, September hearings will be interesting. Nakia writes, I know you had a Powerball. Oh, that's right. The Powerball is high right now. That's right. Yeah, I might play today. What is it like? I don't know, some millions. To me, whether it's 500 million or 20 million, it's millions. I know people run to it when the number goes up, but there's always a reason to play the lottery. But no, I haven't played the lottery. I might play today if I can remember. I might play today. If I hit the lottery, you will know. You will know because I won't be here. You'll know. You'll be like, Nathan is taking an extended vacation. I'll be back because we got work to do. But you will know very, very quickly. Why, dang, Nathan ain't on today. So if I don't do the show on Monday, I hit the lottery or I'm sick. Either way, I got COVID. I got COVID, should I say. Jenny writes, the trailer to Get Out was not interesting. Look past the trailer, Jenny, and check out Get Out. If you like movies, if you're a black person and you like movies, you're going to like Get Out. Go check it out. I don't want to talk it up too much because I hate when people do that. They talk up something, and then I go see it, and I'm like, meh. So I don't want to talk it up too much, but I enjoyed it. I think you might too. If you like Jordan Peele, it's something different. Something different. Dale writes, so what happened to the COVID antiviral pills that was approved by the FDA? The pill they supposed to give you when you catch COVID or the variant? I don't know. Tracy writes, dreading the thought of wearing a mask at the concert. I'm 100-degree temperatures. Well, you're going to be outside, so unless you're going to be in one of those, the booths. To me, the funnest part of going down to Paul Brown Stadium for the music festival is not being on the floor. I hate it. The wife, we splurged and got some tickets, right? We thought we was really doing something. We was out there on the lawn. Those are the worst tickets. Those are the worst tickets. I'll never go to the lawn again. Number one, you're too close. It just gets too loud. And number two, if you're going to be on the lawn, you got to be in like the first 2 to 3 to 4 rows. If you like in the back on the lawn, you're going to stand up the whole darn time. The real fun is up in the booths, in the luxury boxes, and in the hallways. That's where everybody be at. That's the fun. You can go from luxury box to box, and then people in the hallway, and they got food, and they drinking, and they got seats and air conditioning. That's where the fun is. That's just me. You can go out and you can see if you want to. You can look at the screen. They got shrimps, cocktails, and champagne flowing. Everybody's having a good time. That's where the real fun is. So don't go to the lawn. That's pyrite. That's pyrite. That's fool's gold. It looks good, but it's not. Especially if the weather is bad. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you can afford it or it's worth a little extra money, get yourself, or maybe go in with some friends and get yourself one of those luxury boxes. That's where the fun is. That's where all the who's who of Cincinnati is going to be. Alandis writes, some of us still star and get out every day. I know that's right. Woo, you said a mouthful there, sis. Correctamundo. Correctamundo. That's why the movie's so deep. It's deep, deep. And it kind of ties into our topic as well. Black folks are always being styled on some levels. Y'all right about that. On some levels, you're right. Some people going to jobs this morning. You're going to be in a sunken place in about 90 minutes. The sunken place. Oh, my God. I was late to Get Out. I'll be honest with you. I didn't see it in the theaters. I didn't see it till it was on like regular TV. I admit it. I totally missed it. I'm like, what is Get Out? I sat down and watched it one day. I was like, I like this. I like this. Crystal writes, Get Out was fire. Fire. Was fire. Jenny writes, black people were killed in the original Candyman. I don't remember the original Candyman, but it plays back into it. Like I said, if I'm ranking Jordan Peele's movies, Get Out 1, Us 2, Candyman 3, we'll see where Nope is. And you know me, I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'll give you about a week or so or 2 weeks to watch it. I will tell you whether I think it's worth your time or not, and then I might rank it in terms of my rankings. But Get Out 1, Us 2, and then a big gap there, and then Candyman. Although Candyman is interesting from a what he was trying to say perspective, like what he was trying to say, like the commentary about it is quite interesting. And like I said, you know, Candyman loves black people. The new Candyman loves black people. He loves them some black folks. He's here to protect us. I know I will be gasping for air, but smart. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Shaba writes. Damn. What we doing? What we doing, sis? Good morning to you too. I always want tea. Thank you. Oh my God. I won't even tell you what just happened. Tanika writes, I've never stopped wearing my hot and uncomfortable mask. I probably never will. Really? I told you it's going to be some people that never go away from the mask. And those people are smart, quite honestly. Like when I go out, I'll be honest with you, I've loosened up a little bit. You know, I done got me a couple injections. I think I'm all safe now, right? But now that I'm reading this, and then my boy was exposed to COVID-19, that means the house was exposed. He might have it now. I don't know. I might have it now. I don't know. So I'm gonna go back to my masking up procedures when I go indoors, like a grocery store, any kind of store like that, just because I want to be safe. And but when I see people with masks on, I think highly of them. I'm like, you know what? They care about themselves, or they have OCD, or both. Brent writes, Josh Hawley didn't even live in Missouri when he ran for senator, similar to what Dr. Oz is trying to pull now in Pennsylvania. Is that right? Right. If he can get it, like I said, if he can get it off and they let him get it off in that state, then it is what it is. Tracy writes, nah. Nate, he was low-key saying black power. Look at it again, LMBO. Is that right? That's the black power fist. Let me see, where is it at? No, that's not it. Here it is right here. That's the black power fist. How dare he? How dare he steal our move? That's our move. That's how it started. And this is how it ended, running out. Help me. Let me talk about this story right here. We spent some time talking about the Cincinnati police officers that use the N-word. And so the update to that is, as we speak right now, the jury has the case. They're deliberating it. And we don't know. Maybe they'll come back with a decision today or tomorrow. Media is still doing what media is doing, and that's just dealing with the surface and not going beneath it. I think we all agreed yesterday, and we got a call from Iris. I think we all agreed that the way you solve this is a zero tolerance policy across the board. However, they didn't say the same word. It's a derivative of the same word, but a white guy saying N-I-G-G-E-R is not the same as a black guy saying N-I-G-G-A. I know what you're saying, Nate. Grown. Here we go again. Well, here I go again. Yes, that's right. Yes, I'm saying it again. And Chief Elliot Isaac was on the stand yesterday. They're claiming reverse discrimination. And you got this black officer. And did they really have to do this all together? Couldn't they do this separately? But I guess that's what the FOP wanted to do. And they're saying reverse. So what happened is you had a black officer who in September of 2018 was responding to a situation. He's speaking to people, very unprofessional. He used a racial slur. So it's similar in that way. It is a racial slur. Y'all NIGGAs tripping or something like that. In December of the same, so he basically got a slap on the wrist. I think he got a written reprimand. A few months later, in December of 2018, a white officer, and again, it says something about his mentality, but really it says something about the mentality of both officers on some levels. Let's be real here, but maybe a difference. He's out at in Roselawn. He's trying to arrest a woman, and during the process, she hits him in the mouth. And he says, the NIGGR hit me. And he was given a far more stiffer penalty by former police chief of Cincinnati, Elliot Isaac. And then when people internally realized the difference, they're like, wait a minute, they both use the N-word. What's the difference? There's no difference. On some levels, I get it. On some levels, I don't get it. Then they retroactively gave the black dude a more harsher penalty. They're both saying that their rights were violated and they were discriminated against. And they're now like co-defendants in this case. So we'll see what happens. But again, I think we all agree the way that you solve this is zero policy across the board. While I see a distinction between a black man using N-I-G-G-A and a white man using N-I-G-G-E-R, you are a city official. I don't want to hear that kind of street language or slurs from anybody, period. That's not, come on, I'm paying you to do this, man. Have some damn professionalism. You got a uniform on. How'd you sleep? Are you awoke now? You okay? Black women. That's all I can say. Got to get my tea on. Appreciate you. Let me take a quick pause for the cause, and we'll come right back. All right? Don't go anywhere. This is the Nathan Ivey Show. We're live, we're local, and we're vocal right after this.
You'll never feel the way I feel. You don't know if my love is real. Baby, listen to me, here's the deal. When you're not here, I'm not the same. I'm needing a new chapter, babe. Been stuck here in a bed for days. I've been staring at the telephone, cause when you're gone, I miss your face. 8 o'clock, body talk, there's no need to bring it up. Nothing you say makes it better. Wrecking ball, tear apart, issues left behind, restart. Nothing you say makes it better. Bring it right back to me, baby. No, we've been here before. Give me the real this time, no cap, no lies, it's our encore. Bring it right back to me, baby. I know my heart wants more. Give me the good this time, no cap, no lies, it's our encore. I never wanna give you up. I know we've been through way too much, but I'm confident we'll make it through. I'm here for you, you're not by yourself. 8 o'clock, body talk, there's no need to bring it up. Nothing you say makes it better. Wrecking ball, tear apart, issues left behind, restart. Nothing you say makes it better. Bring it right back to me, baby. No, we've been here before. Give me the real this time, no cap, no lies, it's our encore. Bring it right back to me, baby. I know my heart wants more. Give me the good this time, no cap, no lies, it's our encore.
All right, good morning, my friends. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Good morning, good morning. Let's get back into it, shall we? If you want to transform your brain waves into digital talk radio waves this morning, let me throw a code your way. 513-873-7134. It's a magical code, but it comes with a maxim. Open your mind before you open your mouth. Other than that, it's all good. Good morning to you. Welcome back. This looks hot. Look at this. What's she trying to do to me? I thought we was cool. Damn, I want tea. I don't want lava. Dang. Look at me complaining. Kamikia writes, I wonder if Hawley is one of the Congress members that are rumored to have given tours to insurrectionists before January 6th. Good question. Good question. Like, yeah, there's videos of Republican congressmen and women that was showing the traitors around. Like, hey, here's an exit here. Here's an entrance. You want to take some photographs? Man, I might be able to get you a diagram too, so you can see all the major choke points. Thank you. We'll be back to take over the country tomorrow. Thank you. It's amazing, man. It's amazing. Janice writes, at least stop him from running again. Yeah. One of the Proud Boy members who wrote a book recently, he's converted himself now. He's no longer a white supremacist and white nationalist or whatever the hell he called himself. He testified before the January 6th committee about 2 weeks ago. And in that testimony, he said that basically he said that he doesn't want to see Trump on the ballot again. It'd be terrible for the country. Terrible for the country, which coincides with something that I came across within the last 24 hours. There was a poll that was done by a credible, news organization. And what they found is that half of the respondents in the poll believe that America is headed toward a civil war. Like that. And I don't mean like a Marvel superhero civil war, but like they feel like America, 50% of Americans expect a civil war in the next few years. A civil war? Over what? Like, what's the big issue? Abortion? Like, what's the civil war? Like, over what exactly? More than it's in a publication called The Week, theweek.com. More than half of Americans expect, now they say Americans because they extrapolate outwards, but really half of the respondents in the poll expect that a civil war will erupt in the United States sometimes in the near future. And I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. It'll probably be over a mask mandate or something like that. It'll be something that generally we should agree on, but it gets politicized, right? That'll be something like that. It'll be something that if you stop and think about it and really look at the facts and the science, we should all probably agree on it, but somebody is going to see an end. Like they're going to find a way to politicize it to their advantage, and it's going to take over. I could definitely see that. The study was designed by a group of academics associated with the University of California, Davis Violence Prevention Research Program and the California Firearm Violence Research Center. Damn, it's a lot of words. When asked to respond to the statement, quote, in the next few years, there will be a civil war in the United States, 47.8% of respondents choose I do not agree. 36% said they somewhat agree. More than 2/3 of the respondents agreed that there is a serious threat to our democracy, while more than 40% indicated having a strong leader for America is more important than having a democracy. I don't even know what democracy means anymore. I don't even know. Has that ever meant anything for us? I don't even know what the hell that means. But the people in this poll, again, if I polled this audience, I probably will go on a limb and say that at least half the audience would agree that, especially after we saw on January 6th, hell, they tried to start a civil war right then. And another reason why it's important to talk about this and expose all of this is because most of those elements are still there. They still there. They are still there. They'll try it again. They will try it again. Dale writes, the midterm election turnout will depend on if Trump is going to prison. Right? Depends on who has control of the House of Representatives, but it also depends on who has control of the Senate as well. But I'm with you on that. Tracy writes, if that was Black Lives Matter, the National Guard would have been called days before. I'll do you one better, Tracy. When it was Black Lives Matter, when it was like going back to the summer of social unrest, Black Lives Matter marched in D.C. And you know what happened? They had law enforcement and troops standing on the steps ready and waiting. They were all just standing there. And the marchers just marched past them. They were standing up there like they were expecting a delegation from, the alien nation or something like that. Like the aliens had finally revealed themselves, and this was the day they were going to, reach out and make contact with the United States government. They were already ready. So we know that. That's why for black folks, when we watch that, I'm making assumptions here because black folks don't all feel the same. But when we watched that, we was outraged like, man, see, white privilege. The fact that that anybody was able to walk away, white privilege. Had that been black folks, they would not have been allowed to walk away. They spent months and months finding people. If that was black folks, they would have corralled them. You know what? This is going to be a temporary penal colony, and we're going to sort things out. So we got your porta potties over there. All right? Don't go anywhere. Once we ID you and identify you and decide whether we're going to charge you, then we'll let you go. There'd been some stuff like that. They would have suspended temporarily. You know, it would have been like Area 51 for a little bit. We're going to suspend the Constitution just for a little bit while we sort things out. Straight white privilege. You know it and I know it. Lemmy writes, good morning. Good morning, Lemmy. Good morning to you. Remember the young lady ran into the barricade at the White House? They shot her dead. Yeah, she was a former military person. She was in the Air Force or something like that. And she didn't listen to response, and she got what she got. Wish it didn't happen to her, but I see things happen to folks all the time that's doing far less. I just saw a video of a black dude get shot in the back. He's running away from police. He was about at least, 12, 13, 14 feet away from the police. They shot him down. She was trying to break down a barrier to get to where the inner workings of the chambers of Congress are, you know, where Nancy Pelosi and all of the politicians are, surrounded by a mob. She got what she got. No tears. The man was like, you don't have to call the police. I was like, well, guns are illegal, and I wasn't going to walk over here and say nothing to you. I said, I just figured common sense told you that these bricks have already been here before. What are we talking about here? I might have seemed like I'm jumping into the second part of the conversation. I'm backing up here, trying to find the first part of it. Or maybe that's the entire conversation right there. I don't know. What am I missing, Nakia? Dale writes, me and the wife, you probably go see Nope tomorrow. Okay, great. I'd be very interested in hearing what you think about it. You know, I mean, listen, these movies are just fun. I run a household. Me and the wife, we run a household. You run your household, don't you? You work every day. We work every day. This shit hard. So sometimes you need to just step away and just live a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just unplug your brain from the world. And just be in the moment. Just be entertained. I'm a big believer in that. You know, it can't be all serious all the time. Go have some fun. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying to my people. Go enjoy this weekend. Go down and drink with your friends and line dance on the square and go to the events and have a great time to mask up. Have a great time. Forget about all the problems and the stuff on your job and your personal stuff if you can. Some of that stuff is unavoidable. And just go eat and drink and just be human. Just be human. Go be beautiful this weekend. You know what I'm saying? Just go be beautiful. Just have a great time. And don't be so serious. You know what I'm saying? We always got to be so serious. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Can't wait to go see this with Medium Buddha. We're going to have a dope time. Looking forward to it. Lemmy writes, lots to do this weekend. Absolutely. Don't forget, they're having a job fair down at Black Tech Week is having a job fair down at Washington Park. Again, I don't know if you're looking for a job. You might be looking for a change of career. You know, I know a couple folks, but I always tell people the same thing. Don't just go get another job. Go get an adventure. Go get an adventure. You know, some folks been working jobs their whole life. You know, F a job. Go get an adventure. Go do something, you know, outside of the beaten path. Right? If you've got skills, your skills probably transfer to a lot of different industries. You know, if you got those kind of skills, go do something different. You know, don't feel like you always got to be locked into a box to do the same thing all the time. You don't. You don't. And, you know, some of these tech companies might end up being the next best thing. You know, most people, they start these companies, these big tech companies, because they want to get bought out. They want an early payout. Why? So they can move to Indian Hill or move to wherever the rich people live at and live their best life. And maybe you can go along for the ride. You know what I'm saying? If you've got something, you know, that can add to what they're trying to do. So, you know, you got young folks that's looking for, you know, an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? You know, what better place than the work? What better place for, you know, these young up and coming, you know, geniuses that we are raising, our babies, than to go work for, a black founded tech company. What's better than that? I mean, you got to work somewhere. Why not work for something like that? You know what I'm saying? Enjoy yourself. Anything could happen. Never assume the negative. Like I told you, and I've been telling you all week long, I'll say it again. My personal motto I'll share with you is MA greatness. Middle-aged greatness. You're never too old to be great. You're never too young to be great. Greatness doesn't have an age. Greatness doesn't have an age. So go out there and be great. But to do that, you got to step outside your comfort zone, which I know can be very, very scary. They don't teach us to step outside our comfort zones in the schools. And a lot of our parents, they live their whole life inside of comfort zones, right? Get a job, get a career, and just put your head down and then work toward retirement. That's very admirable. Makes a lot of sense on some levels. But how many people would agree with me when I say that the best things in life reside right out the comfort zone, All of us are all in here, but the best stuff is out here where you start feeling those butterflies, where you're unsure, where you don't know what to expect, where you don't see the safety net. That's where the good shit in life is. That's the best part of life, but the schools don't teach us that. The schools teach our kids to obey the rules. I said sit down, stay in the line, color inside the line. Sometimes you got to color outside the lines on some Basquiat type shit. You know what I'm saying? Anybody feel me on that? Sometimes you got to get your Basquiat on, man. Basquiat didn't color inside the lines, and neither should you. That's good. That's boring. That's boring. Only a few can appreciate those kind of flows, though. I get it. We weren't taught that way. We was taught to get you a job, put your head down, and keep on working toward retirement. Very admirable. I get it. But sometimes you got to do something different. You know what I'm saying? I'm a butterfly chaser, man. I used to get butterflies when I did shows. I don't get butterflies anymore. I miss that. When I first started in broadcasting, I would get nervous. I don't get nervous anymore. I miss that. I know this. And, you get comfortable. You get used to it. I can't be alone in that. This is the chop shop. I can't be alone in that. I know some of you feel the same way. You know where I'm coming from. Sometimes you just want to drive down the street and not recognize any landmarks. You ever feel that way? Maybe not. Maybe so. Let me go to the phones here. We got a caller on the line. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Nathan. It's Kev on the cell. How are you today, bro?
What up, Kev? Welcome, sir.
To coin your phrase yet again, it's a beautiful day to drag Queen City. I'm on my way to an economic inclusion event that's being hosted by Fifth Third. I shout them out because they're doing something good and positive. I love it. I think that actually the black folks aren't out of style at all. Between Black Art Speaks and Sister Iris Rowley and all of the movement that's happening within our city. I don't know if I could say we're not out of style for the entire world like we were before. But I can say that at least here, Black Tech Week and everything else, that definitely here, black folks are not out of style. I think what's happened, though, is we've gotten to the point where, and it's kind of what you were calling for a long time ago, Nathan, that folks are looking for those equitables and, equity intangibles, man. And the people who want to get it, the black people who want to get it and also want to bring it forward and share it with the community, and they are now the vanguard. It's not just the people on the street. Now it's actually folks who are like, okay, if there's opportunity, let's engage and let's take advantage of it. But I think that's a good thing, Nate, because I think that moves it from the, it's beautiful when people are out protesting and doing all that stuff, you know what I mean? But the question is, what returns are we getting on from that? And so I think this is kind of getting to where folks are looking for those returns now. It's not just hyperbole. What you think, brother?
I can agree with some of that.
Yeah, I mean, look, it is fantastic. You know, Black Lives Matter, all the other movements that are out there, right? And I said that with an S on purpose because there are plenty of movements that are going on for Black folks throughout the diaspora, right? And a lot of them stall. They don't pick up any speed. And in the end, the return is we had a great moment in time that we took a picture of. But I say what we want, most of us want, is an opportunity not just to see it, but to engage and, you know me, make it a way where we can use it in order to get the bag. So I just encourage everybody, you know, if you haven't met with somebody this week, talk to somebody this week who knows a little bit more about finance than you know, take the shot, man, to do that. And also keep in mind that coming up, there's going to be some great opportunities in the market. You know, you need to make sure that you're positioned in order to take advantage of it because the economic climate is choppy, and anytime it is choppy, there's either a chance to sell or buy, and usually somewhere in the middle there you'll make some money. So I just and you know, again, we're not just building up wealth to hoard wealth. That's not the idea. It's to create generational wealth and pass it on to the people that you say you love. So just, you know, if anybody out there needs any assistance on anything, you know, reach out. I'll do my best to point you in the right direction if I've got resources. I by no means am selling anything. My plate's full. So I'm literally getting an apartment, someone into an apartment and trying to sell a house and developing an apartment out of the country all at the same time. So, hey, just, you know, get it. There's opportunities out here to do well, and I just want everybody to do well. Be blessed, Nathan. Nathan on every station across the nation. Shout out to my man T-Bone. Let's keep it cracking, choppers. Get that bag, pass that bag.
I love all of it. Get that bag and pass that bag. Damn, T-Bone, man. I miss T-Bone. R.I.P. to T-Bone. R.I.P. to Glenn, man. Good brothers. Big supporters of the flows. I appreciate that. Got to have supporters in what you do. You all Black woman? All right. All right. Be safe, Black woman. Good morning to you. So it's the end of the week, and I want to get a sense of what's on your radar screen and what's on your mind. You know, I want to open the door for what's on your radar screen, like what's happening in your world. What stories are we missing? What should we be talking about? It's a Friday, so we can look back throughout the week. And people send me videos and links and stuff all the time. I appreciate it. Keep it coming. It helps me keep up to date on what's going on. Within the last 24 hours, man, people sent me videos, these fight videos. I saw a video. I'm not going to play it here because of several reasons. But I saw this a fight video of these sisters. Looks like they're in some department store. And looked like a Walmart because they had really, really wide aisles. And, you know, one sister's just mopping the floor with the other sister. You know what I'm saying? She's just molly-whopping her. And I'm like, wow, what the hell is this? Just a really, really bad look. And all these videos are out there like that. And again, you know, I appreciate the person who sent it to me, but I don't know what to talk about. I mean, I think it's sad. You know what I'm saying? You know, it was like 3 or 4 sisters just going at it. It just hands and hair and thighs, and that's all you see. And crack. That's all you see, right? And I'm like, what was this all about? I have no idea. But what's on your mind? You know, what's on your radar screen? What do you think is important that we're missing? You tell me. And you got the number, but you can always leave it in the chat as well. Good morning to you. Nate, see if you can find a clip of Steve Bannon that Liz played in her ending speech. He tells you Trump's plan of getting in his people's head with his lies based on the outcomes of the elections is deep. Yeah. I mean, you know, Trump, as much as we talk about Trump, again, I think the real analysis needs to be put into why people went for it. I think that's where the real analysis is. But yeah, we know, you know, Trump was a narcissist. He wanted to stay in power. so he could do whatever the hell he was doing. They claim he did so many great things, and maybe he did. Maybe he did, but to me, they've been overshadowed by all of the Gilligan moments. He has so many Gilligan moments that it's hard to remember the stuff that he did that was actually positive for the country. He has so many self-aggrandizing moments. It's hard for me to remember what he did for us, meaning the country. But the real, again, if you're a Democrat strategist or a political scientist and you're in that field, y'all need to figure out why people still follow Trump. There's a reason why. And it might be racism. It might be a lot of different things, but I think there's something there. I don't know what it is, but I think there's something there. Good morning to you, and welcome back. DeAndre writes, we need the alt-middle to chime in on these hearings. And the alt-middle is no more. Those brothers broke up, man. Fat Boys broke up, Outkast broke up, B2K broke up. It's hard to keep these groups together because what happens is somebody, Chloe Bailey, the Bailey sisters, they broke up. Chloe want to do her own thing. And all I see is shaking. I mean, the sisters, I think she can sing, but I'm like, this what we doing out here? Okay, great. I like it. I'm a man, but a little young for my taste. But it's hard to keep groups together. And the alt-middle broke up over a woman. They broke up over a woman. And it is what it is. It is what it is. What can you say? It's hard to keep groups together. Everybody think they Lionel Richie and they want to go solo. That's part of it. And then when you start a group sometime, it's like, you know how this was back in science or college or high school or whatever, science class, and they put you in a group, and then somebody in the group don't hold their weight, and they want to just hang on where everybody else do the work, and you pissed off because you want to get a good grade. You ever been there before? I've been there before. And you're like, man, you shouldn't even get no grade, but they present like something at the very end, and everybody on the team looking at them. The teacher's like, good job. And you like, that was me, right? That's what happens in some of these groups, man. That's why they break up. That's what happened with the alt-middle. But they broke up over a woman. Brent writes, Nate, that wasn't white sympathy. That was white guilt. A lot of them became allies when they should have become friends. That's deep. I mean, can we expect people to be friends with us? Isn't allies enough? I don't know. James writes, black people are in every television advert, in every TV program, in every film, even if it's not accurate for them to be in it. Historical European films, etc. There's an agenda being pushed. Is that right? It's the mega jackpot. Oh, okay. The mega jackpot. That's right. You get the mega and the Powerball. That's right. I forget. Sometimes I think it's just one, but you're right. There's two. Yeah, what's the mega, like 600 million? That's a lot of money. Come on with 300 million after that. That's a lot of money. I guess that's a lot of money. I mean, that's more money that I could even spend. I don't even know what I would do with that other than do good things for the community. I'm not into cars and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I have no idea. James writes, you're being used as pawns. Yes, it is pleasant for you, I imagine, but it's actually patronizing if you really look at it. Who's using us, James? James Jameson on YouTube. Who's using us and who is us? We already knew, but those clips just show how much of an idiot Trump is. I know a lot of those folks who voted for him feel dumb. Some of them do, but most of them do not. Some of them do. Some of them have already jumped off the bandwagon like, that's a bridge too far. But they'll hold on to the policies. We did good policies. What policies? He didn't really pass anything. Everything was in executive order. But okay, it is what it is. Angela writes, good morning. I only play every blue moon. You talking about the lottery? If I hit the mega tonight, I won't be back. You won't be back? I'll be back. I won't abandon the people. I'll be back and better than ever. But I'm definitely going to take a vacay. I'm definitely going to step away for a little bit. No doubt about that. Mega Millions is higher than Powerball at the moment. Okay, everybody's into the Powerball. Jenny writes, no, the trailer was too real. Oh, that's what you mean. Okay. Jenny writes, the floor seats are horrible. Yeah, the floor seats are terrible. I'm just telling you now, if you ever want to go down to the music festival in Cincinnati, go get you one of those luxury boxes or go in with a bunch of people and get a box. You're going to have a lot more fun. That's where all the who's who of Cincinnati is there. You know what I'm saying? That's where they are. They in those boxes, eating shrimps. You know what I'm saying? And watermelon pieces and watermelon cocktails and shit like that. I'm not trying to be racist or anything or any kind of character when I say that. I really mean that. That's where the fun is. I'll never go to the fest again. Don't even give me no tickets unless I'm in the box. I ain't coming. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not as fun. You know, once you have the most fun at a certain place, you never want to go back unless you're in that same spot. And then people are like intermingling in the hallways, you know, all that good COVID. That's where all the good COVID is going to be at. James writes, we in the UK have black people in every advert. And if a family is represented in the advert, it's always a black man and a white woman. This is overrepresentation. The stats of black people, only 3%. Are you in the UK, huh? Nakia writes, the fun is definitely in the suites. Right, the suites. What was I saying? The luxury boxes, but it's the suites. That's where the fun is. If you don't know, I'm telling you, that's where everybody's going to be at. And they go from suite to suite, and they're intermingling in the hallways. And then some people have DJs in their suite or this or that in the suite. And then that's where all the fun is. Tracy writes, Landis, stay off the elevator. Okay, Landis. Queen Maxine is in the house. She writes, take COVID seriously. However, I believe you catch it by being in close proximity with someone who has it. Yeah, that's what the science says. You breathe it. Get Out is basically a copy of the Stepford Wives from the 70s, but with an anti-white bias. Get Out is, so the Stepford Wives was what? That was a show, correct me if I'm wrong, James Jameson from the UK, but Stepford Wives was a movie where you had this town and all of the women were like super obedient to their husbands, and come to find out they were like lobotomizing them or like doing something to their brains or something like that, right? And you're saying that's basically Get Out. I can see maybe some undercurrents of similarity in terms from a sci-fi standpoint. You said anti-white bias. I don't know if I would say it's anti-white. I would say that it's symbolism. That's what I would say. So somebody recently sent me a video of a white woman that was in a rap cipher. It was terrible. She cannot rap. And it was like battle rap. Anybody ever watch these battle rap ciphers? Oh, so much fun. Like the essence of hip hop. So much fun. So they're in a battle rap cipher and she thinks she's spitting and she sound terrible. She's no Jenny from the block at all. You know what I'm saying? Not at all. And her rhymes, let me see if I can find it. It was elementary at best. It was terrible. Oh, it was so terrible. Let me see if I can find this. Yeah, here it is. I think I can play this for you. So to me, there's similarities. You got to see this. Let me see if I can play this for you. Let me see. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to grab it from where it is, but give me 1 second here and I'll play this for you and it will accentuate the point I'm trying to make, right? Give me 1 second. James Jameson from the UK. Okay. That's what we saying. We from the UK now. Okay. Now give me a second. Oh yeah. I think I can play it. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to pull it. I'm trying to screen grab it using this software. So give me 1 second here. I think I'm going to be able to do it too. You got to see this. This is hilarious. This is the worst rap battle cipher I've ever seen in my entire life. It's just terrible. Do I have it for you? Yeah, I got it. So check this out, James Jameson. And then I'll make the point that I'm going to make in relation to what you said about Get Out. Because I don't think Get Out is anti-white. Although I can see how a white person might say that. I'll give you that. So somebody sent this to me this week. Check this out. Sorry.
I put on. Now I don't mean to boast, but I've also been from coast to coast, east and west. And I come with the most intensity, so I'll be the best to represent. Only seen fitting. Not only do I show up to the shows, put on a show in my best clothes, I put on. So when it comes time for these guys to go to the polls and cast their votes, they take one look at your face and you's going home. Ba-bum-ba-bum! Oh!
Ba-bump, 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 you's going home. I watched a lot of rap battles. That's actually the worst I've ever seen ever. Go sit your ass down. Right now. So when I watched this James Jameson from the UK, I thought everything but the burden. Damn, they want to sound like us. You watch these rap ciphers, man. This say you not Eminem. This is not 8 Mile. They watch these rap battles and want to do that so bad. But the reason why black folks got a different creative heart because it comes from the struggle. It's the burden that fuels that X, that je ne sais quoi, that you get from black people. Y'all you wanna emulate it, but you don't have the burden, everything but the burden. So that's to me what Get Out was about, without spoiling it, even though it's been out for a while. It's like white folks that want to be black folks without going through the burden. That's what I got from it. I think that was the commentary that I got from Get Out. I didn't think it was anti-white, but I guess I can say, you want to see it again, don't you? Okay, I'll play it again. Boom.
Now I don't mean to boast, but I've also been from coast to coast, east and west, and I come with the most intensity, so I'll be the best to represent. Only seems fitting. Not only do I show up to the shows, put on a show in my best clothes, I put on. So when it comes time for these guys to go to the polls and cast their votes, they take one look at your face and you's going home. Ba-bum-ba-bum! Oh!
Ba-bum-ba-bum.
Yeah, done.
Wasn't that a song? Bump, bump, bump. Yeah, you're done, sis. Sit your ass down. Wasn't that a part of a song? Bump, bump, bump. Was that like a B2K song? Ba-bump, ba-boom. What? Where was that? Where are they at? I want to call in the Air Force to drop nuclear weapons wherever they are. I don't ever want to see this again. There's no black people. How you gonna have a rap cipher and you don't have no black folks there? This is wrong. Oh, we are living in the last days, man. Brent writes, say civil war with white folks against the others. Civil war with white folks against the others. I don't know. That writes, I'm happy that Georgia prosecutors going after white folks and not just black male rappers. Let's see if we get some prosecutions. Yeah, they're going after the people that basically doctored up some fake election officials or something like that. Is that what it was? It was a whole conspiracy, man. Like this is dope. It's deep and it's troubling and it's sad. But again, somebody needs to go to jail. Ray writes, Trump being on the ballot is perhaps the only reason folks will come out to vote. Complacency if he doesn't. IMO. Ray speaks. What's up, Ray? Good morning to you and Renee. Appreciate all. Listen, I want to say this before we end on a Friday. I want to thank all of my Patreons. Every last one of y'all, I appreciate you. I'm going to name everybody before we leave the show today. TC writes, good morning. All of them, she writes. Kamiki writes, I do think the whites are going to act up again soon. Well, I mean, we know the history books. The whites have always acted up. They've always acted up. And getting their feelings and want to hit the streets and go to black neighborhoods. That's what happened to Black Wall Street. The Red Summer of 1919. I mean, you name it. You know, black excellence enclaves across this country have been under attack because the whites getting their feelings like, wait a minute, he's wearing the same shoes that I am. Can't no nigger dress like me. You know, all this kind of stuff. Wait. You got a horse and buggy? What kind of nigger got a horse and buggy? You know, so they want to crack down on them. Let's go to the phones. Good morning. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Ivy. It's Friday. I ain't got no job. Oh, that's right. I'm retired. How you doing, sir?
I'm excellent, black man. Welcome.
Well, thank you for having me on the show. And it would be remiss of me not to mention or give a shout out to our president and wish him well and a speedy recovery, because Joe Biden got the corona, the Rona, the Kung Fu, the Wu flu. Yes, our president, Sleepy Joe Biden, now finally has the coronavirus. But guess what else, Nate? Right now, if you, I know you're going to trust but verify, on the Real Clear Politics average of polls, our president has a job approval rating. Hold on to this, Nate. Now get ready. I want you to brace yourself, because I'm not looking at your face on TV. All right? So just brace yourself. Currently, the average of all polls in job approval for our 36th president is 36.8%, Nate. Something is wrong with the Democrat electorate for him to be at 36.8 as an average. These are polls
really
that are
taking. About
taking.
this, don't you? I can hear the glee
Because
in your
Nate,
voice.
Nate, it is very significant, because if you remember, the previous president, when his polling numbers were in the 30s, the response was not the same. And again, President Biden contracts COVID yesterday morning it must have been about 8 or 9 o'clock out here on the West Coast. He upstages the January 6th so-called grand finale on national TV. He upstages that. So this morning, you would think that the health of the president would be the lead story, but it wasn't. Guess what the lead story was, Nate? Okay, that's a rhetorical question. The lead story was January 6th. And again, Liz Cheney summed it up. She said it in her closing statement. She said the purpose of the hearing was to convince Republican voters and people who support Donald Trump to turn away from him and not vote for him in the next election if he even runs. We're 2 years away from 2024. The president, Trump, has not made an announcement that he's running, but the media and the willing accomplices of the desperate Democrat Party are putting a narrative out there as if the president is going to be on the ballot in 2024, but he's not. At least up to this point, he's not. So again,
even conservative news outlets are reporting that Trump might make a decision before the midterm. It's not just the media, as you say,
but Nate,
that's in the bag for the
speculating.
Democrat Party. That's just what's being reported coming from Trump camp.
But Nate, they're reporting the story based on. Would I be what?
I said, would you be happy? Would you like to see Donald Trump run again?
I don't think he should run, but I do know that according to the current polling, he's still the top guy right now, and Ron DeSantis is close. I mean, he's not close,
like to see
but
Ron? I'm just curious. You're Black Republican. I'd like to see who you.
Yeah, I would like
to see Ron.
I would like to see Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, run with Nikki Haley as his vice president.
Okay, so
and I think that ticket, considering a Hispanic presidential candidate and a Indian vice president, the same as our current vice president, Kamala Harris, I think that would be an excellent ticket to go up against Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in 2024. If, that's a huge if, Nate, if they're the Democrat ticket in 2024. But the way it's looking right now, Nate, I do not see Biden-Harris as the 2024 ticket for the Democrat Party. I just don't see it right now.
All right.
So
let me ask you a question,
again,
just hypothetically.
Yes,
if
sir.
Trump did run again, and he got the nomination for the Republican Party, would you vote for him?
Oh, yes, of course. Oh, and see, that's why, Nate, that's why the Democrats are shaking in their boots so early, so far ahead of the 2024 presidential campaign, because they know that the man, after 2 impeachments, he still got the most votes of any incumbent president in American history.
Yeah.
So
lost.
again, that's
right.
the whole. Nate, it always comes down to the constituents. That's why the Democrats are having problems right now with black voters and with Hispanic voters.
You just love the Republican Party, don't you? That's right. You said you love them because of your finances. You just love Zaddy. Okay, cool.
Nate, I'll be laughing at your tweets, bro. I'll be laughing when you put, "Oh, you must really love the Republic." I'll just be cracking up.
I'll be laughing when I tweet it.
Because Nate, because I know obviously you're on Twitter more now. I can see that you're on Twitter more. And you can see, Nate, it's out there. It's out there that the usual suspects who support the Democrat Party, they're not there like they were in 2020, Nate. It's so obvious.
I still don't understand it, man. But again, you found a niche for yourself, and you know why you love them. So that's all that matters. It's just really interesting.
But Nate, again, bro, I know you busting my balls. I know that's what you're doing. But if you remember when I first told you what the reason why I came up with my new
I don't want to go into it again. We talked about it several times.
Right.
But I'm just saying, I can hear the glee. Like when you call in on Fridays and you report the numbers of Joe Biden, you are so happy. You're like, and I love to see my people happy. So on that level, man, I'm happy for you. But I mean, your love affair with the GOP is it's strong. Like you got a tight bond with them.
Nate, it's like right now the Republicans are Deion Sanders in the secondary, and the Democrats are the wide receiver lining up against him. And they're just getting locked down, Nate. They can't get nothing through. Everything is locked down. We got 8 in the box.
And you love that.
Well, I mean, Nate, it's only been 18 months since the Republican Party, everybody was on Trump. Trump was on defense the entire 4 years of his presidency. And the one thing that he did pass that for some reason, President Biden and the Democrats have not overturned it was the 2017 tax code. Mm-hmm. When he changed that changed a lot. And you really, they haven't reversed it.
And you really, really believe as a black man that the Republican Party is the best option for black voters. You really believe that, don't you?
Well, no, not for all voters. No, Nate, it's not. But somebody.
I said black voters.
Well, yeah, not all. Nate, we're not a monolith, sir.
We know that.
Except when it comes to for voting.
We know that.
We are a monolith when it comes to voting. You corrected yourself earlier when you were talking about all black folks feel a certain way, and then you said, nah. Again, all black folks don't feel the exact same way, but they do when it comes to voting, Nate. And all I'm saying, Nate, the tide is starting to turn, and I said turn slightly because it takes time for a big ass aircraft carrier to turn around.
Well,
and that aircraft carrier is the Democrat Party.
I'm happy that you're happy, brother. But I got to make a move. I appreciate you.
I know you got to make a move. I know you got to make a move, and I just want to tell all the choppers to be safe in them streets. And just remember, Drop Squad 52, drop the science to anyone who wants to catch it. Peace out.
Yep. Have a great weekend, Drop. That's Drop. He loves the Republican Party. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. He loves his party. They just come through for the people. With that, my friends, I got to make a move. It's, a little bit after 9. Got a bunch of things going on this morning and throughout the day. Have an excellent rest of your day, and I hope you have a great weekend. Get out and enjoy the weekend. Enjoy yourself. We'll take one more call. We'll take one more call before we roll out, okay? Good morning and welcome.
What's up, Nate?
What up?
It's the minister.
What up, minister?
Not much. I was just calling in. I'm gonna keep it brief.
Been a minute, brother.
I keep on loving what you're doing. Yeah, I keep on loving what you're doing. You've been watching me grow and everything, and now I'm married, and now I'm about to be a father.
Whoa, really? Congrats, man.
Yeah.
When did all this happen?
Yep, so probably the past 4 months, and the year I got married, and so.
Wow.
Yeah. I wanted to end the show with that.
That's a good way to end the show, man. You said you got a little one on the way.
Black love. Yep, black love.
Black love. I love it, man. Okay, well, I wish you and the missus and the whole family are the best, man.
Yes, sir. All right, Nate. Yep.
He was out quick. That's the minister of information. What? We got us a new baby chopper. Cool. Great. Getting married, huh? Okay. Cool. I wish you nothing but the best. That marriage thing ain't on a joke with, though. That marriage thing ain't no play. It ain't no game with that. Bringing them babies to the world, but I'm sure he's going to step up to the plate. I wish him the best, man. I wish him the best. That's a great way to end the show on a Friday. It's a great way. Also want to remind you, and I want to say many thanks for the recognition this week. I found out on, I think it was Monday. I've been saying it all week long because if I don't toot my own horn, nobody else will. Let me see if I can find it. Do I still have it? I'm not even sure I still got it. I might have taken it out. Yeah. But the folks over at feedspot.com, they put together a list of the 30 best morning talk shows, and your boy made the list. So props to them for the recognition. You should check them out. They're putting together a directory, like a who's who of podcasters and influencers and things like that. So I'm not going to take any more calls. I'm trying to get out of here quickly. I got some things I got to do. So I appreciate the interest, but I got to make a move. But shout out to the people over at FeedSpot. If you go to my personal page, Nathan Ivey, I'll post a link and you can check it out there. And they are absolutely correct. We are one of the 30 best morning talk shows. Matter of fact, we're higher than that, but I'll take it. I'm going to be humble about it, but I want to make sure I let everybody know. And today's show is brought to you by the good folks at Renew Community Church. They offer a Sunday morning masterclass that you can get access via Facebook or YouTube, all right? And you can see it on the screen there. Right? You can subscribe to them on YouTube at Renew Community Church live stream, and you can tap in on Facebook at facebook.com/CINCI Renew. They are not trying to convert you. They are trying to elevate you. You want to level up. This Sunday's topic, every American must stop the violence in their own heart to find peace. This Sunday, tap in to learn how to find peace, rest, and happiness. And with that, my friends, I got to make a move. Have an excellent Friday and Saturday and Sunday. I'll be back with you before you know it. Take care of yourself and take care of the people around you. Until next time, I'm Nate Ivey, and I'm out.
Love interrupted by tragedy, lost in the drought of nightfall, running in search of the remedy, trying to find her place in it all, focused only on the negative. All she can attract is pain. Perception is what